But, I think it's really important when you girls think about, I think this time of the year is a great time to take a bit of a stock hold and say, okay, what have I done well this year? I think one thing is, and one thing you girls got to give yourselves credit, that you're on this call, and that a lot of people give up before this time. So if you've been around for a while and you're still here, then you need to give yourself loads and loads of credit, because a lot of people would have given up by now, and so you haven't. And probably the biggest reason why you haven't given up is that some part of you still has some sort of vision of what you want this to be. You've got this twinkle in your eye that, I wish it could be this. And maybe that's not totally clear. So maybe, if I brought you off mute and said, okay, what do you want this to be? Could you explain it to a T, or would it be a little fluffy? Like, I want to have financial freedom. And you guys have heard me talk about that. I just think financial freedom is such a thing you're meant to say. It's a bit like when I ask Kira, how are you today? And she says, fine. I'm like, oh, that's not good, right? So it's kind of like financial freedom's a bit like that. What do you want? I want financial freedom. So I think the thing is, are you really clear on what you want this to be? And no, I think one thing to remember, that this is a 3 to 5 year plan, and most of you guys are probably lucky to be 2 years in. So the exciting thing is, if you're 2 years in, then you're almost halfway. And the great thing is, you've still got another 2.5, 3 years to achieve ultimately what you were looking for. Now, you've got longer than that, there's no doubt. But, when I say a 3 to 5 year plan, I mean 3 to 5 years of total dedication, of total focus, and finding a way to work on this on a daily basis. So if you look back on the last, 330 days of the year, or whatever we've had, it's probably that now, right? You say to yourself, how many of those 330 days did I turn up? Did I actually turn up for this? And if you're honest with yourself, you probably come to the reality that there was probably plenty of days where you didn't. There was plenty of days where something happened. And I think the analogy that I often share, the problem is with this business, it's way too cheap. And we don't treat it like the potential that it has. We often treat it like the investment that it was. And that was $165. The thing is, imagine if this business cost you guys $500,000 to invest in. Imagine if it cost you $500,000 to invest in. How would you treat it? Now, if you invested $500,000 into any franchise, most franchises will tell you that for your $500,000, so let's say the one that I would say everyone knows about right now is the Guzman Gomez thing, right? The Mexican, they're popping up everywhere, and everyone seems to like it, right? They're popping up everywhere, and to buy one of those franchises will probably cost you at least $500,000 right now. And the return that you'll get from that business per annum, working in it full time, is probably $150,000 to $200,000. That's it, per annum. This business for $165 has more potential than a $500,000 investment. This business has more potential. It's like it has the potential to be the equivalent of owning 1, 2, and I'm going to stop there, because I don't think that most of us can imagine earning more than that, earning more than $300,000 or $400,000 for a year. Imagine if this could be that for you. And then the thing is, how would you show up? How would you show up? Who would you reach out to? If I said that there is $150,000 to $200,000 a year income waiting for you in the next 3 to 5 years, but you got to show up every day. You got to actually open the doors and be open for business at least 1 to 2 hours a day. How many guys would really show up if you knew it could happen? My biggest tip is that when you guys, really treat it like that, you know what, I'm going to turn this into a 6-figure a year income. You know, once you get to 6 figures, you know, in today's world, yes, 6 figures probably just pays for the bills, right? 6 figures, if you've got kids, it probably just pays the bills. We need probably, you know, 200, 250,000, and then we start to be able to drive nice cars too. And then 300 and 400, then you get to go on a nice holiday every year too, and all the rest, right? So the thing is, you know, I honestly believe that many of us we don't know that this is possible, so therefore we don't treat it like that, or we don't believe that we can do it, so therefore we don't really work like we're going to make it happen. And I think to achieve what you want to achieve, what I love the most is that it's not about what you can do, it's how you can help others. And so if you're not following people up, if you're not reaching out to people, then, you know, for me personally, I think it's kind of selfish. Because I think if you get really focused that this is about impacting and helping people create better health, but even something that's even more exciting that I think is better wealth and better financial choices and better lifestyle, you know, that's something that gets me really excited. And I think when I look at most of the businesses inside here, and I can tell you guys, I look at your businesses and your numbers often. So don't think that I don't, you know, I know what's going on in many of your businesses. You're on my report, I can see it. Many of you girls are very, very good at getting customers. But when it comes to team, attracting team, and then having team, you know, start to create some traction, will normally be around a couple of things. One is either, one is that you're not quite sure how to share your story. So when someone asks you, what do you do? How do you share that in a way that becomes intriguing to others? That becomes intriguing. You know, when people ask you, you know, what do you do? What are you doing these days? I think mastering how you share what you do is a really important skill to have. You know, today, you know, for an example, today I went to the golf. The golf is on here at the Gold Coast, and it was the Pro-Am, and so I like going to the Pro-Am because there's no one else around, but all the pros are out playing. And I literally was walking with one of the top golfers in the world right now, and just hanging out with him and the coach, and just talking, just chatting. And then the conversation comes up about, you know, what do you do? And I said, I love golf. I really want to get so good at the moment. And I've got a great opportunity where I can spend a bit more time on this because I don't have to work as much as I used to anymore. And so he's like, what do you do? And I just said, I've got an online business. And he goes, what's that all about? And I said, I literally teach people how to create an income using social media and the internet. And that's all I said. I just plant that seed, and he goes, wow, that sounds amazing. Now, this was the coach I was talking about. Now, I was talking to the coach when I was talking to him, and one of the things that I think to myself is he probably is like most guys trading time for money. He is coaching literally one of the top golfers in the world, and he still isn't really making loads and loads of money. Like, he's at the pinnacle of where he could be, and he would still have some frustration. So I share that with you guys is because, are you being intuitive with the people that you're talking to? You know, think about when you are talking to someone, are you sharing what you're doing? Are you sharing the benefits of what you're doing that might strike a chord with them? You know, if I ask you, what do you do for work these days, or what are you doing these days? Does it become natural where you share a little bit about this and what you're doing? And I don't mean health. I don't mean a health product. I don't mean a health program. I mean, like, you know, me in the beginning when I started, I often would just say, you know, I've got a traditional business. I've had a traditional business for many years. And to be honest, I'm pretty done working 60, 70 hours a week and managing staff. I'm sick of trading time for money. But what's got me excited? So there was always the upside, but what's got me excited, I've recently started this new online business for me, and it's been amazing. It's really exciting, and the potential of spending more time at home with my kids and my family is something that's really real. And that's all I would say. Now, people that want to spend more time at home with their family and kids, people that want to, that are sick of those long hours, then most of those people are going to say, tell me more. How does that work? Now, I think the other side of it is how do you answer that question? So when people say, tell me more, you say, I'd love to tell you more. But you know what? It might be easier that I just send you something, but I'm curious to know. So I let them know that I am going to send them something. It'd probably be easier. I'll just send you something to check out. And then I'll just say something as easy as, so I'm curious to know what gets you so interested. Why do you ask? So I ask, why do you ask? Why are you curious? If you go for the whole health product thing, if you go for the whole health program, health product thing, guys, is that most people think that they're not smart enough to do anything like that, or they think I can't do something like that, full stop. So I think it's, and I would say to you girls, if you're really serious about going all the way, and like any profession, I'm sure no matter where, if you're in a career right now or you were in a career or whatever it is, once upon a time or right now, you have to master a skill. How you mastered that skill is you did it repeatedly over and over again. My challenge for you girls tonight, if you really want to attract team, if you want to be out and about and that everyone's starting to take an interest in what you're doing, and I think this time of the year is such an important time because you're going to probably be more socially interactive than most times of the year over the next month or so. So mastering this skill, I think, is really important. It's what's going to attract interest and intrigue, because that's your job, is just to create curiosity. Now, the next thing is, especially once you add alcohol, is that once people start to ask you what is this thing and tell me more, because you get a little excited a bit too early and you want to tell them more, and then you kind of vomit juice box all over them and you lose them before you even start. So my thing is about learning how to just deflect the interest by asking them what gets you so interested. What's going on with you? What are you doing for work? How's the kids? Are you working? Blah, blah, blah. Or as simple as a question of, can I ask if you could create an extra income from home that would be something like $1,000 to $2,000 a month right now, how would that make a difference? Just a simple question like that has people start to like, oh, that could be that could be that could be our holiday fund, that could pay for the grocery bills. Like, I think just a simple question of, if you could create an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month income from home right now, how would that make an impact for you guys? How would that help? And then people start to tell you why they would want to do something like this. And then the art is, and I'll say it again, the art is not to explain what it is. I know you want to, but nothing ever have I seen do a better job than the event. And even if they're keen to join, they're like, if you're doing it, I'm doing it too. Even if they're in that position, they're not, they are. That was someone naked behind you, Kerry.
I'm recording that.
Oh, awesome.
I love it. That's happened two nights in a row.
There you go. That was distracting.
Just to keep you on your toes, Adam.
I'm like, that's someone naked behind her. I'm sure of that. I think even if you've got someone that's really keen, like, I just want to do this and this sounds awesome, blah, blah, blah. I think it's so important to make sure that you take them through the sequence and the system that works. Because the thing is, and I said this to someone earlier today, if you just say, oh, you want to sign up, okay, let's do it, let's go, then they think that it's as easy as that. They think that everyone's going to join just the way they did. And the thing is, I'm going to guess many girls are very good at getting customers, but not so much team, because I would say a good percentage of you girls came into the business because you became raving fans of the product first, and then you got involved in the business. And so you think that most people that's what's going to happen. I can tell you, Brian Marsh didn't join the business because he had an experience with the products. Brian Marsh, if you guys don't know who Brian Marsh is, he did 100 Club in like 12 or 13 months. Brian Marsh came into the business because he was looking for the benefits the business provided. So my thing is, how are you going to find people that are looking for the benefits the business provide is, one, get really good at sharing your own personal story that resonates with others. Second, take an interest in them in those areas of their life where this could help. How's work? How's the juggle with kids? Are you guys going on holidays for Christmas? You know, it's those questions that you start to get the answers that you're looking for. And
can I ask you a quick? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry, I was just going to say, when you're talking about like, I'd love to send you a link, etc. Would you try and get them on a live event? Like, we just had our one tonight. Would you try and get them on a live one, or just get something to them to look at straight away?
Look, personally, I will probably just send them a recording. Or I might just ask them, hey, we do a live event every Tuesday night at this time, or I could send you a recording. What would be easier for you right now?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to meet them where they're at. The thing is, if you try to line them up to a live event and they don't get on, don't try to line them up for another live event.
Yeah.
Just, hey, sorry you couldn't make it. All good. The great thing is this is easy, and I've actually got a recording to one of the events. Could I send you that? Again, I'm asking for permission. Could I send you that? They say yes. Once they watch the event, I want to encourage you guys that you're not trying to answer their questions. I think what happens is, once they watch an event and then they have a couple of questions, we often do one or two things. We try to answer their questions through Messenger, and that, I would say that that's like the worst thing that you could do, because that's like a never-ending rabbit hole. Because it's just question after question after question after question. And it's not about the questions in the beginning. Initially, what you want to establish is, what could this be? Right? Yep, send one that relates. Yep, send a reply. Yep, there's lots. So one is, so the follow-up after they've watched the event is not, yes, I want to help answer their questions, but first and foremost, I want to find out, what could this be? Why does this resonate? What could this be? And I think it's so important that every single one of you girls are not trying to do any of these calls on your own. I would say that as soon as they watch an event, you put them in a three-way message, you add your upline support, and I'm included in that. Like, between Tanika, Kylie, and myself, I'm here to support you girls. I wouldn't be on this call if I didn't think that you girls had loads and loads of potential. I see so much potential in you girls. But I would say along the way, there are three elements to success in this business. One is desire and vision. So the thing is, once you've been here for 12 months, 18 months, 2 years, and you may not have achieved what you wanted to achieve, then sometimes we start to underestimate the importance of recalibrating and getting refocused about what you're out to achieve. Often we get lost on what we wanted to be able to achieve and we haven't, and we get like a bit like Debbie Downers about it, and we don't act with like, okay, I'm not where I wanted to be, but you know what? I want to share something with you guys. I'm not where I wanted to be by the end of the year either. So, and if you were at where you wanted to be at by the end of the year, I would say you were probably playing too small. So everyone has that experience where you're not at where you probably wanted to be. That's human nature. But the thing is, let it be the thing that drives you, not detonates you. Let it be, you know what could I learn? How could I get better? You know, I think there's a great saying that got said at conference that just certainly continues to ring in my head that I always share. Don't wish that this could be easier. Wish that you got better. You know, if you've been in this business for less than 2 years, like honestly, You thought you were going to be an expert in 2 years? This is something that you'll continue to evolve and master over and over again. The more conversation you have, the better you get at it. The guys that condense this 5-year thing, 5 years of consistent effort, the guys that condense it into 2 or 3, right? They're just having more conversations. They're just probably more teachable. They're probably just setting up more 3-way messages with their upline support. That's what they're doing. They're not doing anything different. And I know sometimes we're always looking for the secret sauce. The secret sauce is this: get super focused. Know what you want in the next 12 months. And if you want to work out what's realistic, in the next 12 months, this certainly could be a $3,000 to $4,000 a month income. Anything more than that would be a bonus. Let's face it, it's a 3 to 5 year plan to turn this into a 6 or multiple 6-figure income. So over the next 12 months, turning this into a 3, 4, maybe a $5,000 or $6,000 a month, I think is a realistic expectation. But you guys got to understand, you're not just building an income, you're building a long-term residual wealth strategy. The equivalent to $4,000 a month, the equivalent of $4,000 a month in this business, when you look at property, is owning $1 million worth of property in the next 12 months. If I told you that in the next 12 months that you could, if you work your ass off, you could own outright $1 million worth of property, how would you treat this? $1 million worth of property outright, how would you treat this? That's the equivalent of a $4,000 to $5,000 a month income in this space. Again, most of us don't treat it like that. Most of us treat it like as the thing that we do on the side, and if I get around to it, I might do it. I might put my property on, some leasing agent. I might get around to that. Oh, I'll wait till next month, or maybe next month. Like, it's the same thing. So I think the thing is, what will get you hungry? What will at the end of the day, all excuses are equal in this. It's just priorities. It's just where you sit your priorities. Do you really want to make this a priority? Do you really want to have this change your life? And I want to be real and honest with you girls, because I know you girls are doing the work. But are you really doing the work? Like the real work? Are you filling up a sheet of new names every week? That's what, and you girls can do that. You girls have got what most people don't have. You girls have got natural charisma, charm, and you're all good looking. Like, seriously, not everyone has that. So use that to your advantage, but don't let that natural charm and charisma and all that stuff and be able to twinkle your eyes and get through life being comfortably uncomfortable is because you want more than that. And so I think this time of the year is a great opportunity to just take a stock hold and say, okay, what do I need? Where do I need to grow? What do I need to do? Where would I love this thing to be in the next 12 months? If $3,000 to $4,000 or $5,000 a month is something that gets you excited, then work out what would your business need to look like to do that. The reality is, this is the reality. If you want a $4,000, let's say you want anywhere between a $4,000 to $6,000 a month income. That would be nice. The reality, that's a 24 club business. If you want a 24 club business, then I would not expect anything more out of any one individual than 3 club. If someone does better than 3 club in this business that you introduce them, then hallelujah, you might have hit the jackpot. But I would not rest your future, your success on any one individual that they're going to do better than 3 club. That would be setting yourself up for success and certainly putting more pressure on one individual than they need to from you to be successful. So if that's the theory, then to get to 24 club, you got to find 6 people and help them get to 3 club. help 6 people and help them get to share the business with 6 people and help them get to 3 club. But the other reality check on this one is that 1 in 5 will survive. 1 in 5 will survive to 3 club. So do the numbers. 6 get to 3, but only 1 in 5. So we've got to times that by 5. And so you've got to find 30 team members. Marie's going to fall over. But I want to be honest with you guys, because I want to serve and help you guys create what you want. The thing is, you can find 30 people if you're hungry. You can't tell me that there's no one out there that's looking for what you're looking for. You know, I encourage you to write down on a piece of paper 10 benefits of why you do this business. Write down 10 strong benefits of why you do this business. Extra income, travel, stop stressing financially, sick of trading time for money, whatever it is, looking for a residual income. Think about 10 really solid reasons why you do this business. And then ask yourself, who do I know that would love at least one of these benefits? Who could I start a conversation with today and check in how they are, that I know that one of these benefits might even resonate with them, and help them get those benefits? You know, the thing is, if you can help someone get to 3 club, you've helped someone create an extra $800 to $1,000 a month. Imagine you could give that gift of an extra $1,000 a month. Do you know what think about what you need to do in your job to make an extra $250 to $300 a week. How many hours do you really have to work to go and make that extra money? How many extra deals do you have to do to go make that extra money? And the great thing is that this business over time, the work that you do this month, next month, can continue to pay you forever. That's what the potential is. Most jobs, the hours that you do to get that extra $250, $300 for the week in your bank account counts for nothing for next week. Counts for nothing. The great thing is that this has a compounding effect. The only way it becomes compounding, though, is that you're consistent week in, week out. So if you need 6, then you decide, am I going to find 30 in the next 12 months? Or am I going to find 30 in the next 5 years? Or maybe even 10? I know which one I'd rather. But to do that, the only way you're going to find team. And I talk about team, you guys, because I think you guys are so good at getting customers. So I don't need to talk about that. Most of you guys are really good. And if you're not good, then ask some of the rock stars here about that. But I think if you want to find team, you're never going to have loads of people inboxing you every day going, I want to join your business. So if you're waiting for them based on some pretty posts on Facebook, then you're wasting your time. You got to reach out, be real, be raw, take an interest in people. And if you're consistent with that, and then you're putting them in front of the event, and then once they watch the event, you're not trying to answer their questions, you're just putting them in front of your leaders and letting them help you help them see a vision and inspire them about what this could be for them. Let them catch a vision. And then you let the system and support work do it. You know, the thing is, Trace, is that you're not responsible for anyone's success. So if people aren't showing up, you know what? We all have the same product. We all have the same system. And there are too many people around you, girls, that I know that you've met that have created success that you would think, if they can fucking do it, so can I. Right? I know you've met some people. I'm probably one of them. I'm like, you're probably thinking, if that shithead can do it, why can't I? You know, the difference is because I've shown up every single day I've been so teachable right from the start. I'm like, I know nothing, dude. Tell me what I need to do. I'll do it. And the third is that, you know, I never lost focus of what I wanted to achieve. And this year is probably one of the first years that I haven't, you know, I haven't got to where my ultimate goal was for the 12 months. And I'll be honest, it's because I've probably lost a little bit of vision. I've probably lost the idea of, okay, how do I take this to, oh my God, like 2.5, like my kind of goals, like, do I really want to take this to 2.5 million a year? Like, what's that going to take? One of the things is, am I prepared to do that? Am I prepared to stop playing as much golf as I am right now to get it to the next level? Yeah, too busy playing golf. You're right. So the thing is, you know, even just trying to get, even I thought about the beginning of the year, like going and getting coaching. I thought about getting coaching and, you know, growing to that next level. I thought about getting coaching off Simon Chan. But one of the things that I asked myself, am I prepared to give up certain things to get coached and implement it? So I thought the only way I'd do that is hire a PA, which I did this week, which is awesome. Now I'll go get coaching because I can just palm all the shit off to her. But I just,
you had one. I thought you would have.
I know. You guys know her. She's actually one of your friends. It's Linda's friend.
Who's that?
It's Claudine.
What's her last name?
She came to an event.
Claudine. I don't know.
She is a customer of this team.
Whose customer is she, girls?
I think it's Linda. One of your girls, Linda. She knows you, Tanika.
Yeah.
And Claudine's got 2 kids. She's a single mom. Lives in Palm Beach.
Yes, I know who you mean. Who's talking?
I think it's Bianca.
Oh, it's Fraser.
Yeah. Yeah. So she started today.
Oh, awesome! Yay, go you!
Yeah, she's a really sweet lady. So it'll be good. So yeah. So I just look. I hope it's valuable tonight. I just, you know, I really want you girls can do this, but you got to do it. Right? You really got to play full out and get yourself out of the way. And when you catch yourself falling into the fear and all that sort of stuff, I think the thing is you just got to catch yourself in that moment, understand that behavior serves you in some way. It helps you play small. It helps you stay safe. But you got to remind yourself, you're all good here. There's no one that's going to eat you up because they don't like what you said, right? Don't let people rain on your parade. Don't let people spoil your dreams, and play full out, because you really do have a responsibility to serve and help others and help other people have the same opportunity that you have in your hands. And I think if you really come from a place of who could I help, who could I inspire, it's amazing the people that you'll come across that are looking for something. Master your story, get focused on what you want to achieve, plug into the system, use it. You know, I challenge you guys over the month of December, how many 3-way messages could you set up with one of your uplines? You know, imagine if you could set up at least 3 to 5 3-way messages every week over the next 4 weeks. You know, I know Christmas is on the way. I know it's only 26 days away or whatever it is these days right now. But, you know, this time of the year is some people go to sleep and some people stay on the game. They're the ones that make the most of the next month. This business is certainly about momentum. You girls have worked too hard for the last 11 months to park this and then it'll be like trying to start a car that you haven't started for a month. It's like going to kick and splat. You probably have to jump start it, and that takes time, and freaking half the pack's left. So get focused on what you can do. Set your intentions for the next 30 days, because it's about the next 30 days, not about what this will be in 12 months. Like, it's important because that will drive you to get up every day and do that. And then you say, okay, how do I win today? What could I do to make sure that I win this month, and keep propelling things forward? And like I said, I'm always here for you guys. Please never hesitate to reach out. You know, put prospects in front of me. I'm always here to do that, help you guys, and totally committed to make sure you guys achieve what you wanted, because I truly believe, you know, there is so much potential in this group. It's crazy. I sometimes want to headbutt all of you guys and say, wake the fuck up. You can do this. Get yourself out of the way and let's do this thing seriously. And you'll know one day, because it'll finally hit you like, holy shit, I can do this and I'm awesome. And then you'll be looking at some of your team and they'll be going through the same shit. And it was meant to be this way, because you're going to inspire other women and other people around you that have the same fears over time. It's just one step at a time. And I also want to say this. Can I say one more thing, Tanika?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go for it.
One more thing. I want to let you guys know that Tanika is the nicest, sweetest person that I know. But if you notice her not being as nice and sweet over the next months, I want to let you guys know that she's totally got your back and she loves you guys lots. But I've given her a hard time about always saying the right thing to you girls and not saying what you actually need to hear. And so if times you're like, fuck, she's a cranky bitch these days, I want to let you guys know that it comes from a place of her heart. I know you guys, I don't think Tanika could ever say anything that doesn't feel like it comes from her heart, but I want to let you guys know that I've challenged Tanika. It's time for her to step up and start real with you guys about helping you guys achieve what you want. And just being your friends is not going to serve you guys to get what you want. So when she calls you out sometimes, I want to let you guys know that it came from me as much as it came from her.
It's all right. We need it.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I wanted to share it.
I'm practicing. He gave
ready.
I think they're ready for it as well. They're like, just stop being so nice and pretending everything's fine and I'm doing an amazing job when I'm not. Stop telling me that.
Crack the whip. Whatever you're into, Trace. Whatever you're into.
I'll get it out.
We've got whips at home too. All right, guys.
Thank you so much, Adam. We really
thank you so much.
Always. Good to see you guys soon.
Adam.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.